So now it's time to start our penultimate session of the workshop, in fact. It's called The Learning Spaces in the Future of Libraries and Library Buildings, a case study of restoration and upgradation of the Vikram Sarabhai Library at IIM Ahmedabad, one of the most illustrious libraries in our country. Our speaker for the same is Dr. Hiral Patel, who is the Deputy Librarian at the Vikram Sarabhai Library at IIM Ahmedabad. Dr. Patel has a doctoral degree in Library and Information Science from the Kadi Vishwavidyalaya, Gandhinagar, and the Master's and Bachelor's degree in Library and Information Science from Gujarat University. She has received the gold medal in her MLI SC degree from Gujarat University. She has over 2 decades of professional experience in academic libraries in Ahmedabad, like Nirma University, CEFT, NID, British Library, and Behavioral Science Center at the St. Xavier's College. Her areas of professional interest are legal issues of libraries, library design, library services, etc. I will now hand it over to Dr. Hiral in what promises to be a very exciting presentation. Something that's very close to all of our hearts is because the IIM story, especially its library, is something that we've all heard now and then in different ways. So without further ado, it's over to you, Dr. Hiral. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Thank you. Can you mute my video for the better connectivity?
You want me to mute your video?
No. Yeah. And
Fine.
can I share the screen?
Yeah, you can share your screen. I've stopped sharing mine.
Okay.
Your video is already muted. Like there's no video. I can't see your video. So you can just straight away share your screen.
Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, this one. Is it okay? You can.
Yeah, I can see your desktop, so I can see your browser right now.
Okay.
So you can just go to the presentation window maybe. Yeah, I can see the presentation. Is it a slideshow mode? Yeah, perfect, ma'am. You can carry on. I can see your presentation.
Yeah, good evening to all of you. In this session, I am sharing the experience regarding the restoration and upgradation of Vikram Sarabhai Library, IIM Ahmedabad. In recent time, there has been a lot of deliberation on the role of libraries and the future of libraries. Among the debating points, the main challenges for the library is retaining space that libraries operate from. One of the reasons for this situation prevailing in India is, especially for the older institute, there seems to be a competitions from various other departments to take over the library spaces and convert them into the areas like storage, meeting room, interaction zone, etc. And it is very interesting to note that Vikram Sarabhai Library Restoration Project led to an increase in the space for the library. Presently, restored library is housed in a building with 50,000 square feet and spread over 5 floors. 5,000 square feet additional space have been added to the library and also got more 5,000 square feet area by transferring print collection to the compact shelving installed at another place and utilize this space for the user services. One of the main reasons for increase in space is the acknowledgement of the function of libraries in providing access to information resources, print as well as digital, in addition to providing learning space to its users. For better understanding of this project, it may be important to understand what is Vikram Sarabhai Library. The Vikram Sarabhai Library, which is named after Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, the great physicist, institute builder and founding director of IMA. It was set up in 1962 and is one of the leading management library in the world. The library is open 24/7 and our mission is to facilitate convenient and user-friendly access to current, global and relevant information by identifying, acquiring, organizing and retrieving information in various formats like print and non-print to serve the information need of the academic fraternity of IIM Ahmedabad. The strength of this library is its collection. Around 2 lakhs physical books, we have 2.5 lakhs e-books, 50,000 bound volumes, 142 print and 28,000 online journals we subscribed, 22 print and 2,300 e-newspaper we have. In addition to that, we have project report, working paper, thesis, Kindle reader, etc. We have digital collection of 165 plus databases accessible from any network computer within the campus, which provides scholarly, bibliographic, company, and industry information. The library website is designed in such a way so that user can get all the information related to the library resources and services very easily. The library is created an institutional repository to collect, preserve, and distribute the scholarly output of Ahmedabad. The library has a vast collection of various types of resources, including all formats. And in order to make these resources accessible in a user convenient manner, the library has developed a subject guide. Users are the core for the library to whom we cater to. We have around 1200 students for the long-term program, 500 for e-learning program, around 100 faculty, and also we have RAs and AAs and other external members, and it is around 300. Long-term also include doctoral students. The core part of the academic library is the doctoral student because they are the people who spend a lot of time in the library and who built the library collection by their suggestions. Other than that, we have 242 staff members and 7,000 MDP participants. Library provides traditional as well as IT-based and value-added service to the users. This is the chart that I have taken from the Scopus. This shows the trend of research output of IIM Ahmedabad. We have started in 1961 and from 1961 to 1995, it was nil. Then it goes up a little, then it is spurred since 2007. In the last 10 years, the research publication is shooting up, which is also reason why the library get the importance they need because they support a lot of research assistantship that the faculty, researcher and students need. In this presentation, I will talk about when this happened, upgradation and restoration, why it happened, what happened, how it happened and status as of now. When this happened, upgradation and restoration, the entire project was mainly divided in two parts, planning and implementation. The project was started in 2014 and it was 4-year project and final launch was in 2018. The project cost was around 20 crores and it was totally funded by TCS. Between 2014 and 18, a lot of planning and implementation took away. 2014 and 16 was the actual planning phase and 16 to 18 was implementation phase. Planning should not take so much time, but more time you take in planning, the result will always get better. IMA is a faculty-driven institute and all the decisions are quite academic in nature. It takes a lot of time to convince the users and in 2016 planning was completed and started implementation. Since it was a long-term project, the academic activity were ongoing around the year. The need for the library service was continuous. Therefore, it was decided to relocate Vikram Sarabhai Library to temporary premises in such a way that the library services do not get affected. The library have around 2.5 lakhs to print document and it was a huge task for us to actually move with the entire 2.5 lakhs collection from the existing place to temporary place. And after completion of restoration, again to bring back a portion of that from the temporary place to actual place. Why it happened? The library building is a part of the heritage campus of the IIM Ahmedabad. The campus building was designed by the renowned architect Louis Kahn. The library located right in the center of the Louis Kahn Plaza. Why the restoration project happened? Because librarian gave the proposal? No. This happened because the building of the whole campus has to be restored. There was a deterioration of the building structure over the year and one of the main reason was the earthquake, which actually shook up the building and due to this cracks has been developed. After shocks of the earthquake, cracks were broadening and there were also some issues in the roof like seepage, damping, etc. There were structural issues and also leadership of the institute. The director, dean, they have the vision and strength to take this ahead. Committed to provide IIM community with the best of the library spaces, the Vikram Sarabhai Library Restoration Project was initiated. The leadership was very proactive and they raised about 100 to 150 crores fund during that time for whole the campus restoration, and out of which 20 crores exclusively for the library. Our one of the alumnus was MD at TCS that time. The condition for funding was to acknowledgement their contribution. In the main signage under the Vikram Sarabhai Library, we have to mention restoration and upgradation by TCS. This fund is not only for the restoration but also for the technology upgradation. These are used for the library. In short, we have to give naming rights to the funder. Of course, there was an opportunity to upgrade. The library had some inherent problem in terms of wiring and so on. And the actual library building was designed in 60s according to the requirement of that time of period. And today's need is totally different. Nowadays, users require sitting arrangement along with the more power plugs, charging stations, Wi-Fi, and many more. That's why we need to upgrade the entire infrastructure of the library. What was restored? This was the actual building and this image is taken before the restoration. It is a 5-story building, ground floor plus 4 floors. The entire building you can divide in 3 parts: west wing, center part and east wing. In the center part, there is a spiral staircase. It is a huge spiral staircase which is beautifully structured in itself. And what were restored? The building and structure, furniture and the space. Strengthen the building structure, repair the damaged part, redone the concrete structure at some of the place. Roof was entirely taken away and some of the interiors they touched and changed. But not the entire structure because it has to be exposed bricks inside also. And after a lot of fighting, we were able to get some space where white wall was allowed and to bring in color because bricks absorb light and it does not reflect. We upgraded existing technology and also implement new technology, restored the repair old furniture and also bought some new furniture as per today's requirement, created new spaces like children's section, discussion room, collaboration space, space for differently able people, spaces for the visually challenged people, and also implemented new facilities. That was the upgradation part. How did we do that? It was a huge project. For preparing RFP, global tender was announced, lot of firms have applied and finally selected UK-based firm that had an experience in advisory work for exposed brick building. They have to help in preparing RFP for the campus restoration project. They visited the campus and tested soil, structure, construction, quality of the building. And based on that, they defined the scope of work and prepared RFP. Based on their suggestion, campus restoration project was tendered and selected Somaya and Kallappa architect firm, Bombay based, for restoration the entire campus structure. They have the enough experience of restoration work and that time recently they have restored the Tata House. Once they were selected, the team of architects came and met the entire community of IMA like faculty, library staff and admin people. There was a discussion on the entire thing as to what they proposed to do. Then of course the library committee interaction with the architect was very important. In IIMA, library committee is the apex body as far as the library concerned. All the policy decisions, library budget, everything goes through the library committee. They decide the vision, the execution of all that was done by the library staff. After architect meeting with all the faculty members, the library committee had an exclusive meeting to understand the library restoration project. The scope of the project was discussed with the architect in terms of what was expected, and they took 3 months only for the exercise to happen. This is not a business out where you call and conduct a meeting. In IIMA, we have to convince all the faculty members as well as the library committee members, and it takes a lot of time. The input were taken from the library staff, library committee members, faculty, students of all the programs like PGP, PGPX, doctoral, etc. And all the inputs were consolidated and refined. The presentation was made to the library committee after refining all the inputs taken from the various stakeholders. As I told you that the library is a policy making body, the strength of the committee is very diverse. They are working in different areas. Some would be in teaching oriented, some would be consultancy oriented, some would be research oriented, and some would be the mix. The types of input you get from the members is very diverse, which is strength in itself. It is a problem of time. It is a long term to understand, absorb, and get into the consensus. That was the one issue that we have to keep in mind in academic library. The second is because it is a long-term project, there has been a change of 3 chairmen of the library committee and also changed the library committee member. Every chairman has different perspective and we have changed 7 times the library layout design. The third problem is architect language. For example, in a layout, there are dots. It means partition. If there is a straight line, then it is a wall. As a library professional, we do not understand this language, and this is the job of project manager to translate the architect language to the user language. So different library committee chairs will also change. Of course, different meetings were held with the director, CEO, project team, and the architect, where the monitoring takes place and convincing them. Initially, the upgradation was not part of the project. Later in the discussion, they said that when you were doing so much, why don't you upgrade the library? Initially, it was the structure was to be restored, use the same furniture, redo whatever you want, and rearrange it and get on with it. Once we started discussion and also sharing the concern with the director, we realized the most of the furniture we need to change. Like in a library, we have a green color metal shelf, which were so dull and gray in color, different in size. Some of the wooden furnitures were damaged and not match with the today's requirement. Finally, architect has convinced all the higher-ups to upgrade the furniture. And architect Brinda Kalappa was a very powerful lady and she is the chairman of Vijayawada Institute of Engineer and Architect. And she is also visiting faculty at Carnegie Mellon. She pushed her weight around it and said, if I am going to upgrade, otherwise I am not going to touch the project. The director gave a green signal for go ahead, and that is how the upgradation component get into this project. We library staff learn from this project is that nothing is static. Everything is a new learning. When you interact with the student, when you interact with the faculty, when you interact with the architect, we learn about how you network and convince the people in powerful position, and also when we have to be a little political. The input from the meeting were upgradation, implementation of RFID technology, take feedback from the stakeholders, and it should be international. Useful inputs from the students, they said that they need a change in a layout, the signage has to be better, that should be a good washroom, hot and cold water facility, lighting has to be better, and the faculty part restore the old furniture, retain the print, carols for the silent reading has to be restored. They also wanted a coffee shop in the library. The library staff has their own inputs. They wanted the technology has to be upgraded, space has to be upgraded, focus on new services, the user convenience like layout, disable access, signage, etc. These are also very important. What should be the role of library if you are redesigning it? We should keep in the new role in mind and then design the library. We should be archive repository. We should be able to disseminate information easily in the new layout. We should be able to communicate, and we should be able to nurture the scholarship and the user's need. And input summary was print to be retained, technology has to be upgraded, international look and feel, disable access, which is now mandatory for all the libraries. We should have a different spaces for users. We have to promote collaboration, provide comfortable furniture, better lighting and feel, proper planning of staff space, and finally make the library vibrant and interesting. From the user point of view, if you think about the user point of view, the one bottom line in this project is every user needs different type of space. And if you group all those needs, you get 5 to 6 sort of summary of the inputs. For example, some user needs silent space and they want to sit alone and read. Some people need a group to sit but need silence. Some people want to discuss. It is a case study method. People come together so they need collaboration and discussion space. Some people just want to sit with unknown people but they don't want any noise around. Some people do not mind noise around. Some people want only computers. So there are different types of need. After designing all that, there is a new learning for us. We have designed a small children section for community children, and most of the time doctoral students sit there. They want to use only that space because they like the light and brightness probably. The space is less in use, so they want to sit there. They don't want any disturbance from anybody coming and going. This is a very dynamic area, so you cannot actually freeze the need of users. It is always changing and it is individualistic. For the promoting collaboration, to have a comfortable furniture, better sitting and feel, you need to have a good staff space. There was a one learning we got and implemented is that the staff space are spread over the 5 floors. Any users who want to access staff should not search for, it should be available in each floor. Make the library vibrant and interesting. The design focuses from the user point of view and the convenience. There will be provided all the space that I discussed like group study, launch, light reading. Printing and photocopy is another important service in the library. The huge demand of printing is seasonal. The faculty gives a deadline for assignment submission till today is in print format, and there will be around 50 to 60 students queuing up for the printing, and of course drinking water, toilet upgradation, etc. From the collection point of view, the design should be make collection accessible. The library collection should include physical and digital, hybrid sort of facility. The emphasis on digital collection will remain. The print collection will retain the importance of the library. There was a huge debate before the design was frozen as to make it is a bookless library. And it was from the top management to not have a single print book, to make it as an e-library ambience. After a lot of debate and discussion and with the support of library committee, we were able to convince that books are the future for the students and print is not going to go away. It is going to be remain, and it is debatable. Personally, I believe that print is there to stay, and that is the essence of education, the print format for learning. The other area that was supposed to be from the collection is to display faculty publication, doctoral student publication, also be embedded in the design of the library, and it should take into consideration the hybrid model, the print and the digital. The design should be reflect that. I don't know how successful we are, but those were the objective. From the service point of view, if you are thinking there should be a user focus, and this is not the service user focus, this is the from the design point of view, the layout point of view. The library services to address both physical needs and the emphasis on discovery on digital form content, while the reading experience would be physical. Provide access to new digital information technologies and staff interaction. From the service point of view, it should be this requirement. For the staff, the focus area will be to move away from the routine. So the staff sitting was split across the library. One of the reason was this, where people came walking to you, that should be a space for the user to sit with you, discuss with you, and this is now happening. People come and interact, especially the database area, reference area, and circulation area. They have long conversation on how to use the databases and what are the research problems and the information that is required. There should be research and learning support, increase in the individual focus service more than the mass service. One doctoral student or a faculty need a something, then you have to design a service according to that. No longer you can have a current awareness service and sort of STI of the older days. Now it has to be totally customized. But the principle remains same. What we taught our student or what we learn about the current awareness or STI is still applicable. But we need to modify it in a digital domain. Marketing and communication from the staff point of view is very important. Can we also have a design where you can market and market the library services and communicate it? The personality has to be pleasant and approachable for the staff. For example, circulation staff has become a more pleasant or circulation staff has to be more pleasant and friendly. The staff counter size has to be reduced. The person walks up to the counter, which was at a highest earlier. Now it should be easily approachable, things like that. Aptitude for technology, there is a huge need now for some traditional faculty member or students come to seek help from the staff on buying gadgets now. Our faculty walked up and asked, I want to buy a tablet. Can you tell us what is the best tablet, best suited for me? They don't go to the IT and computer center any longer. They come to the library. One of the reasons we found is that pleasant, approachable, and ask for everything. Sometimes it becomes extreme. For example, one faculty calls from the US and tells us, I want this data, put it on a Excel format and send it to me. I have to make a presentation. And they want this done within half an hour. And it is impossible. This kind of good demands and pressure that comes on the library staff. Main outcomes for the hybrid library, it has to be available for different types of users, decrease the space of print collection and creating offsite storage. Now we have an offsite storage space, creating more flexible space, showcasing the institutional knowledge and technology rich environment. Library shifting project. As I told you that we had shift around 2.5 lakhs books, compact cells was proposed, but it was very expensive. So we said we would use the same shelf which we have now, but when we come back, we will go into the new shelf. So the old shelves are still in the offsite storage. There were around 330 sitting capacity in the existing building, and these are the different space such as carols, discussion room, reading room. Everything has to be shifted and designed there. Options for either construct a new temporary space or use the any available space. The architect has proposed a new temporary block which cost around 7 crores. Then we said, why not we get an existing space, something called a KLMDC. It is a management development center, which was being used very less. So we shifted the whole things into the KLMDC building. The process of relocation of Vikram Sarabhai Library to KLMDC building was in itself a large project, as it involves converting the existing education space into the library space. Basically, this is what the temporary space look like. This is the model I have borrowed from this site. This is again a 3-floor building. It is not a square and rectangular. It is a little bit complicated and you don't know where you go and get out. There are around 32 rooms and these are the executive room for accommodation for the program. Now the entire collection, we moved into this room. Every room has a 5,000 to 6,000 books. Decision to be taken was that collection were divided into different rooms. Some of the critical decisions like how much space required, quality, usage and sustainability, air conditioning, layout planning for the collection, staff, service, users, and finally installation of the electrical, IT requirement, IT equipment and other infrastructure. Strategy. Which kind of the strategy we have applied for the shifting? The strategy or the bottom line is that the entire project will be led by the library staff and not by the admin staff, because the admin were afraid of getting into this project because it is talking about the book. Even if one gets destroyed, it is problem for them. First, the admins say, let us outsource it. We will hire an agency, but there is no agency that will do shifting work. We are also not aware of that, and we had put up a tender too. Second is involving all the staff in the library, because it was the shifting of library and everybody has to involved in this process. The planning has to be perfect because the users were demanding that happen. When we are shifting, there were books in the box and around 80 books by a faculty that they wanted immediately. And all 80 books were identified among the 2.5 lakh collection when the shifting was happening. The planning of packing was such a systematic way, so any library staff can be easily identified in which box, which call number books were packed. They were roughly around 5,000 to 6,000 boxes which were used. The plan was one library professional for layout and space planning for temporary library building and one for the main library building. There was a staff meeting to discuss the layout planning. So this was the selective effort and everybody participated enthusiastically in that, and regular meetings were conducted to discuss the layout planning with the architect. There were two layout planning to be discussed in parallel. One was the temporary building and other was the main building. One was going with one set of architects and second was going with another set of architects. Meanwhile, you need to convince the library committee for both the layout and get it done. Coordination with the project team of the institute will actually implement what is finalized by the architect. We had the officer in the library coordinating that and the daily stock taking of what is happening, what is not happening, because time was very essential. We have planned to shift in summer vacation because that time students were less in number. Once the layout was finalized for the temporary library, there was a team for the coordination with the project team separate. The library gets into everything. You have to look at the tender, you have to look at the specification, you have to attend the meeting for the tender opening. Then you have one team for the furniture shifting. We have one team for the collaboration. They are responsible for the entire packing, unpacking, shifting, shelving it there. And that team has to be responsible for that. The book shifting, that is a packing team, unpacking team, shelving team. For instance, there is a shelf and the books had to be taken and put in a box. As I told you that there were books, bound volumes, loose issues and periodicals and all the collection we had shifted. Each box size was a 32 into 11 into 11 inches. The box were around 6,000, 4,200 for the library books, for government publication around 200 boxes, and for the bound volume 1,500 boxes. These are the snap for shifting process. In this snap, you can see the dismantle the racks, boxes of the library, physical items. The training of staff was also very important. The outside staff were also told that why it was important to keep books in the order, because they are basically illiterate and semi-literate. The challenge in the initially shifting was this shelves has to be dismantled first and assembled in a new place. When dismantled, the cells will be shifted and organized and then assembled again. And by that time, the books for those cells have already come there. It's like an industry project. Of course, we had furniture and IT things that have to be shifted, notice board, etc. And we have started shifting process on the 2nd May of 2016 and completed 15 May 2016. And when the shifting was over, partially the library was open because the mails were there, suggestion went on, the purchases were going on, approval of books was temporarily suspended. Renewal of books because before shifting we have extended all the due dates and that fall on the library closing days. Reference and database query was on during the shifting period, so this team was lastly shifted at the new place. This was the temporary library building open on 16th May 2016. This is the actual syndicate rooms. In the KLMDC building, they have carols now. This is when the MDP managers used to sit here. This has become a display for new arrivals. This is the lovely lounge space that we design. This place is entirely air conditioned. These are the snapshot of temporary premises. This was the entrance area of the library in which cyber lab, circulation counter or security counters are there. This is just to give you a sense of different types of spaces. It becomes so interesting that when we shifted back, many students did not want to come back. They said that please retain this space because it has a different vibration, and if you go there, you will realize it is a very lovely place, especially the carol area and reading space. These are the carol with full panel. The PM used to love sitting there for many hours and looking at the law. If so happened, it was not designed for the library. So when visitors came, they assumed that this was the Vikram Sarabhai library. By the time you actually started settling down, we have to do reshifting in November 2018 to the actual building. We run the library from KLMDC library almost 2.5 years. We did the reverse process. We shifted back 75,000 out of 2.5 lakhs books. Rest are kept there and existing cells we converting in a compact shell in a temporary premises. In a repair part, repair was physical, the structure. There are all technical things like rising damp, arc, windows, water leakage, waterproofing, seepage. Repair and restore the library building structurally to make it safe and durable. For the restoration part, the architect primary focus was retaining the legacy of Louis Kahn. So the building structure cannot be modified, only chances for the improvement. So only scope for the better ventilation, better air condition, better lighting. Natural light has to be increased. No changes in external look, restoring the architectural integrity, what they think as Louis Kahn wanted it. That cannot be touched. Structural staging was done by the Halifax, structural restoration by RCC. These are all the things that the architect had keep in mind. And upgradation part, upgrade the library to make it more relevant in the direction of the global library trends in the technology domain. Make the library as inviting space to meet the academic needs and its users like learning, research, and collaboration. This is the new building floor plan. Here you can see the floor wise facilities, mainly three part: west wing, central part, and east wing. And stacking is available on the ground floor, west wing, east wing, and the second and third floors. And most of the spaces are used for the user services. In the first floor old building, these are the facility available, and in the new library, these are the facility we have used. Like in the entrance area, property counter is there, circulation counter is there, reading space, display area in which we display the faculty publication, doctoral students publications, OPEX are there, access terminals for the visually impaired and physically challenged, digital wall we have installed in this area, and also VR space. This is the old library. Uh, this is the circulation counter, reading area, property counter, and staff cabins are there. And this is the new library. This is a security counter. This is a circulation area, display area, magazine display, and informal seating. This is the reading launch was in the old library, and now it is in the new library. Different kind of seatings is available in a different color. Opaque, standing opaque will be installed, and this is the Microsoft Surface tablet. The magazine rack, at a time 32 magazine you can display here along with the storage. This is the digital wall. Set up a digital wall facility which can be divided in the 442-inch display, and through which we can marketing our library services and library resources. We have developed a virtual reality app, and through virtual reality app, you can see the virtual tour of the library with audio guidance. You can search and reserve the library material through this app, and you can also see the all topical displayed that we have arranged in the past. This is the space for the visually impaired users. We have installed two scanners. One is a Kibo and second one is a Sara C scanner. This actually convert print to audio. This is the display area, in which section we have displayed the books which is written by the faculty members, research paper published by the faculty members, doctoral students, and cases published by the faculty. This kind of posters we have made for this section. Recently, we have added 4 Bloomberg terminals in the entrance area. In the central part, display racks are there, and in which display we arranged a new arrival, today's return, and topical display. First floor east wing. Before that, this part is used for the staff area, stacking area, and washrooms. Now in this area, photocopy area, reading launch, cyber lab, librarian's cabin, deputy librarian's cabin, and reference section with 6 staff capacities. This is the older look of east wing, and this is the new look of east wing. This is a reading space, is a photocopy machine. In the west wing, cyber lab is in a old building, and this is the new look of cyber lab. 19 terminals are there. Users can see it and access digital and e-resources. First floor. In the first floor, east wing staff sitting, and this is the new look of staff sitting. This is the librarian's cabin, the deputy librarian cabin, and this is the reference section. Now in the second floor. West wing is a main reading hall. It's an iconic reading hall, and it's a triple heighted room. And in the earlier reference books and subject periodicals, compact selvings are there. Students project report and thesis are also we have put in this section. And now the restored library second floor is a main reading area. Only reference books and faculty publications we have displayed there. Informal sitting, increase the sittings, and 4 computer terminals. This is the old library reading room. Complex living is there. Half of the space occupied by the collection and rest of the space occupied by the reading space. Now 80% spaces are occupied by the reading tables. This kind of reading tables, this is the old and we have restored it. Only we have installed electric facility in this table. This kind of furniture available in the west wing. The stacking area, only wall side stacking area. This is a print periodical display area. Second floor east wing. In the old building, second floor is a totally stacking area. Now we have added carrels, computer terminal, staff area, reading space and washrooms. This is a carrels. This is the old look and this is a new look of the stacking. It's a very brightened. This is the old carrels and this one is the new carrels. Third east wing, it's totally stack area in the old building. Now it's a partial part is a stacking and other parts for the reading. Informal sittings are there, rest pods are there, computer terminals and carrels. These are the rest pods, sittings, informal sitting. This look like east wing. In the fourth floor, before that we stacked only bound volumes in the fourth floor. Now we have converted in a collaboration area. In this area, discussion ports are there. Some of the discussion port with a screen facility, discussion room along with the interactive screen, staff area, IT applications, and reading space and washrooms. This is the old library, old fourth floor, and is a new look of fourth floor. That collaboration area. This is the discussion room along with the interactive screens. Student can write here and save it and send it in their computer. Means the student can connect their laptop with this screen. Ground floor waste wing is a not part of the library earlier. It's a publication department. Now it is a part of the library, and we have kept stacking areas is there and children's area we have added and computer terminals in this area. This is the children area and stacking. This is the central part of the ground floor. Earlier stackings are there and reading facility, and this is the new reading facility available in the middle part. In the east wing, stacks area there, AV room is there, discussion room is there. Now discussion room is shifted on the fifth floor and ground floor is only for the stacking area, AV room, staff area, assistant librarian cabin, sitting, computer terminals. This is the earlier look and this is the new one look. This is the AV room, old AV room, and this is the new AV room with the computer facility and interactive board. It's a 86-inch screen and computer in itself. This is a staff, older one staff area, and this is the new staff area in east wing. This kind of seatings we have added to the library collection. Total 480 seating capacities in the new building, and these different kinds of chairs we have used in the new library. Discussion rooms, sofas, discussion ports. There's each and every corner we utilize for the seating area. Signages we have implemented in each and every floor. Every floor you can see this kind of signages. This is a main signage. Pictorial signage for the visually impaired. You can see the layout of in each floor, along with in which floor which facilities are there. common facility available in each and every floor like staircase, lift, washroom, drinking water, light, fan, AC, fire safety, emergency exit, signage, OPEC terminals. What are the challenges we faced during the restoration project? Basically, lesson learned out is that it is totally teamwork. And unless you see it physically, don't go by the document that you done. Documentation is the key for some of the project because whatever you say orally is lost unless you show them and this is what you wanted. Non-LIS areas are key. For example, how a tender happen, especially government tender, their condition, dealing with architect, vendor, project team, staff, and select the quality vendors. This is the new thing for us. This is something which is the key. Most of the time, architects are aware of the library standard. For example, there are the separate lighting standard for the lighting, for a circulation area, how much lux level should be there, for the cataloging area, what are the lux level. Librarian had to be ready with all those professional inputs from the outside. For example, furniture standards, self standards, all sort of standards which are already done in the 50s by Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, and all the standards are still applicable and valid. For example, workplace standards, furniture standards are still in place. ISI has documented all the standards even for the space. In summary of this project, under this project, the library has restored and upgradation its space and services. The design of the restored and upgraded library was based on the redefined mix of users' feedback, library expertise, architect guidance, and international look. The main library building was restored structurally to make it safe and durable, reduce space for the physical collection, and increase space for the users. In addition to upgrading the library to adopt new generation technology in line with this global trend. On the physical front, the library increased its sitting space 360 to 480. In addition to adding an entire floor for the collaboration and discussion, the library has multiple space and furniture on offer to the students to meet their needs. The library space has to be designed to increase natural light and use bright colors to make it an interesting learning space. The library is also more accessible with disabled friendly layout and furniture. The library has provided flexible and comfortable furniture to their users and also installed white cells for brighten look and added dedicated children's area for the community children. On the technology front, the library is equipped with a smart interactive display for the collaboration, text converter for the visually challenged, Wi-Fi connectivity in all the areas of the library, digital wall, terminal for the online access to the book catalog, upgraded terminals in the cyber lab to access online resources, RFID system by the automate the issue return process in addition to inventory taking, VR app to explore the library spaces and search the library material, 3D printer to encourage creativity and entrepreneurship and so on. To make all these digital resources are accessible, the library offers mobile-friendly website, Android library app, remote access service, discovery service, and subject guide. This development could be This development could define VSL as a truly hybrid library, blending the traditional print resources with the digital technology, with the large mission of making itself relevant to the research, education, and learning need of faculty, students, and research community. This is the usage statistics during the before restoration, during the at the KLMDC library building and after restoration. You can see here the restoration in the resource after restoration the usage will be increased uh, Before that, 362 students come to the library, users come to the library, and in the KLMDC building, it is reduced because KLMDC building is little bit far from the faculty and student lounge. And after restoration, it is increased up to 576. Issue return and return is a little bit increase. Reference query and chat service is an increase, and during the pandemic period, it is increased very much. Reference and chat service because students are not in the campus. So the usage of the library is also decreased during the COVID period. This is the website statistics, IR statistics, and OPEX statistics. Vikram Sarabhai Library has been awarded in the category of Award of Distinction of the UNESCO Asia Pacific Award for Cultural Heritage Conservation 2019. And finally, Vikram Sarabhai Library restoration and upgradation project was successfully completed under the able guidance and leadership of the Dr. H. Anil Kumar, previous librarian of Vikram Sarabhai Library, IIM Ahmedabad. He was a visionary person and a great librarian. IIMA academic fraternity is always thankful to him for this new restored library. Actually, this presentation is prepared by him. I have just presented it. Thank you. Can I show the video?
Absolutely, absolutely, ma'am. You can show the video.
Yeah, this is the video.